So Zach, just your thoughts this year. I mean, lots been talked about offensive line and struggles in the run game. So what do you think? How can you guys get better?
Yeah, so obviously, I would say our first half of the season hasn't gone, the way we wanted it to go. But we still have a whole season, a whole half of the season to go. And as far as the run game goes, we just need to all be on the same page and just it's really just fundamentals. We just have to make sure we're all taking the right steps and in pressure situations.
So is it footwork fundamentals? What is it that when you look at it, you say, this is what we need to do better?
So like in my mind, it's like every in the game, it's just like there'll be like one person or one block that just we all have to do our job every single play for a play to be successful. Because a lot of times everyone's doing it but one person, and it kind of that's all it takes for a bad play, and it's also all it takes for a good play if everyone's on the same page.
As an offensive lineman, you obviously, other than like pancakes, I just don't have your own stats to really look at and base your play off. Do you almost kind of look at your running game and your running backs and what numbers he's putting up and try to gauge how you guys are playing as a unit based on that?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, I would say that's probably just about the only way to gauge that. Yeah, there's not really a stat besides like knockdowns and stuff.
So when you see, I guess, a guy like Letty who ran for 1,000 yards as a sophomore, averaged 100 yards a game, he's down to 70 yards a game this year. Do you take that, like personally on yourself, or do you feel like there's multiple things at play that can be done to get that average back up?
Yeah, I mean for sure. It starts up front with us. We definitely have to. That's on us. So we definitely need to fix that in the second half of the season.
How did you shake off the two snap plays 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, whatever it was? And also, did you hear Oklahoma calling some signals while you were doing that?
Yeah. So the play before I had the bad snap, I had the snap infraction, right, and I couldn't really hear. So I just told myself if I hear it, I'm gonna snap it. And then the linebacker called out something. I snapped it. It wasn't the quarterback. That's just what happened. But it's in the past. Yeah, I just forget about it and move on. So
How long did it take you to forget about it, though? I mean, obviously a plane ride or a night out or.
I would say a plane ride. I mean, I mean, it's in the past now. I don't think about it too much, but.
Zach, how do you think you've adjusted to being center full time now?
I feel comfortable. I feel comfortable with all the calls and everything that I have to do. I like it. So.
What are you preparing for most about this TCU defensive line, especially on the interior? I know Coach Brown talked about the defensive ends being really special for them, but what do you see, I guess, so far on tape from the guys in the middle that you'll have to deal with on Saturday?
Yeah, their front moves a lot, so we'll definitely have to prepare for movement and how they move. On different plays affects how we block every single play. So just preparing for movement's the biggest thing with the interior guys.
Toughest part of being center, is it the calls, the snap, having a head up nose guard, or what is its toughest part for you for the position?
I would say the toughest part is just I would say just making sure we're all on the same page. When it gets a little chaotic, just making sure that's probably the hardest part in like some situations, to make sure everyone's on the same page.
You feel like it's like the most underappreciated position, maybe just with all that goes into it and all the mental stuff and physical stuff you have to do, snap the ball and get your head up right away, get this 300-pound guy coming right at you?
Yeah, it's definitely, I would say, underappreciated because you really only notice it if it's not working well. So if it's going well, you really don't notice it either. So.
What you try to do is to be, you you want to go unnoticed then as a center?
Yeah. So I guess like you were talking about stats. I guess like the biggest thing for me is I don't want to have bad plays. I'd rather just have average and good plays and eliminate my bad plays. That's like what I look at the most is my bad plays and try to get rid of them.
Jim Parker was to talk about your leadership. You're still a relatively young player. Have you always had that? Is it hard for a young guy to step into sort of a leadership role?
Yeah, I would say I've definitely, as far as how far I've came from last year, I'm definitely a lot different person. Because last year I wouldn't say anything to anyone, and so I've definitely grown in that area. I don't think I'm all the way there yet, but I've definitely gotten better, and I work on it every day.
We don't think of you as a real talkative guy. Was it something in terms of leadership you sort of had to force yourself to do?
Yeah, I definitely have to work on talking. I like to lead by example, but as far as talking to everyone, that's definitely something that I've worked on.
Baylor game, Zach, how do you feel you guys did as a group IDing the people that you needed to block with some of the things that they were doing and showing you?
Yeah, I mean, I think we there were a couple plays where a couple people were confused on it, and obviously that led to sacks and bad plays, but really, I mean, we just need to work on that, and it starts up front with me. So if we're not all on the same page, it's my fault.
Were there things that you saw during the week that this is what we got to do when they do this, that kind of thing, and just during the game for whatever reason? Was it one of those deals?
I mean, they changed a couple things, but it was nothing crazy. I mean, yeah. I mean, I would say every team we play, something changes. They don't come out exactly how we think every week, but yeah.
With half the season still to play coming out of the bye week, you got to win 4 out of the last 6 just to become bowl eligible, right? Get to 500. What's the feeling like in the locker room with the guys, and is there a heightened sense of urgency now to really make sure that you get it done and there's no more room for error these last 6 weeks?
Well, yeah, that's definitely the motivation, to win as many games as we can, and like you said, it's urgent. We can't mess around and lose many games. So.
I know it was a bye week, but you still practiced. Was it good to have a week where you didn't play a game? Yeah,
it was. As far as like me personally, I feel
just the mindset of playing those first 6 games and needing a little break.
Yeah, I feel reset. I had a couple injuries that were nagging me, and I feel 100% now. I feel good.
Generally speaking, with the guys that you talk to, is that the same feeling that the guys got that, hey, we needed a little break?
Yeah, I feel like the bye week came at a good time, and I think everyone's pretty fresh now.
Okay, Zach, thank you.
Thank you.